You suspected that Amber was having an affair with James Franco, correct?
Yes.
I do not know when James came over.
Okay, let's remind you.
Johnny Depp has confronted James Franco for sleeping with Amber Heard behind his back. For 5 weeks, the world has watched as Johnny Depp and Amber Heard have painted a harrowing picture of their 4-year entanglement.
An entanglement?
Yes.
And secrets have been uncovered on both sides. One of these secrets was Amber Heard cheating on Johnny with co-star James Franco. The Aquaman actress claimed that the Pirates of the Caribbean actor's jealousy grew, and his hatred led to fights between them when she worked with Franco during their relationship. But Johnny has finally reached his limit and confronted Franco once and for all for sleeping with his wife. How exactly has this come about? Let's find out in this video. Johnny Depp is cleverly using his lawyers to get back at not only Amber Heard, but James Franco as well, by publicly shaming them and exposing their illicit affair for the world to see. By not involving himself directly and using his legal team to confront Franco, Depp has washed his hands off any responsibility and gotten his dirty work done as well. Amber Heard had James Franco over to her home the night before she filed for divorce from Johnny Depp. During cross-examination last week, Heard, 36, was asked by Depp's lawyer Camille Vasquez about her testimony, where she addressed seeking a temporary domestic violence restraining order on May 27, 2016, so she could change the locks. Heard had said that she was falling apart and having difficulty sleeping because of panic attacks over Depp entering the residence she was staying. She testified that building staff would let him in even if she requested he not be allowed. Vasquez then asked Heard why she felt comfortable having James Franco over the evening of May 22, 2016, Ms. Heard. Heard responded,
I do not know when James came over.
Okay, let's remind you.
She then played elevator surveillance footage of Heard and Franco with the timestamp of May 22, 2016, at about 11 p.m. on their way up to her penthouse. In the footage, Franco, 44, wears a hat and backpack. At one point, he rests his head on Heard's shoulder, as she appears to place her head on his. They then exit the elevator together. Heard confirmed that it was Franco in the video and that they were going to her penthouse.
That's where I lived, yes.
She said, adding that she is unsure what she knew of Depp's schedule at the time when asked if she was aware her husband would be out of town. The actress filed for divorce from Depp the following day, May 23, 2016. She and Depp met while making the 2011 film The Rum Diary, and later wed in 2015. During Redirect, Heard explained about Franco. He was my friend, and he lived next door, quite literally next door. And I frankly had exhausted my support network with my usual friends and was happy to welcome as much friendship at that time as I could possibly get. In her testimony, Heard explained that she was close friends with Franco, whom she made 2 movies with. She also claimed that Depp would often get jealous and accuse her of having affairs with her co-stars and didn't want her to continue acting. Depp, 58, has testified that he thought she and Franco were having an affair. Heard testified about the nightmare of arguments she and Depp would get into over Franco. She said Depp was mad at me for taking the job with James Franco. He hated James Franco, and was already accusing me of kind of secretly having a thing with him in my past since we had done Pineapple Express together. In December, Franco did an interview with SiriusXM's The Jess Cagle podcast, in which he addressed the multiple allegations of sexually inappropriate behavior made against him. He opened up about struggling with sex addiction, and said, I had girlfriends. I could never be faithful to anybody. He added that he cheated on everyone before, his girlfriend Isabel Paxad. I wasn't really a one-night stand guy, he said at the time. Like people that I, got together with or dated. I'd see them for a long time, years. It's just that I couldn't be present for any of them. And the behavior spun out to a point where it was like I was hurting everybody. Depp is suing Heard for defamation over a 2018 op-ed she wrote for The Washington Post about surviving domestic violence, though she never mentioned Depp by name in the article. The Pirates of the Caribbean actor originally filed the $50 million lawsuit in March 2019. She is countersuing for $100 million, claiming Depp launched a smear campaign to ruin her reputation and painting her allegations as fake. Back in November 2020, Depp lost his highly publicized UK libel lawsuit case against British tabloid The Sun for calling him a wife-beater. The court upheld the outlet's claims as being substantially true, and Heard testified to back up the claims. In March 2021, his attempt to overturn the decision was overruled. Fans on Johnny's side of the fence had a lot to say regarding this. Many took to the social media site Twitter to express their thoughts. This user wrote, "Well, there we are. The James Franco elevator video came in with the timeline of when Amber Heard changed the locks to the penthouse. I didn't realize the locks were changed before Franco came over on 5/22/2016. It's just 1 day after Amber Heard claimed Johnny Depp had violently assaulted her, she was entertaining James Franco at their marital home," wrote another enthused user on the platform. These two people weren't the only ones. Many others shared the same sentiment regarding Amber Heard's entanglements with James Franco. This person said, "Crazy how Amber Heard is so loyal to James Franco when he's the one actually accused of sexual abuse towards several women. Abusers attract abusers." Ladies and gentlemen, Camille V just cornered the fuck out of Amber Heard in this cross-examination. The way she brought the James Franco affair, that was cold, but fucking fire. Tweeted this person, singing praises for Johnny Depp's lawyer for grilling Amber Heard using the James Franco affair. Finally, this user had this to add to the conversation. "Amber Heard was married to Johnny Depp and she was sneaking James Franco into their penthouse. I can hear the 1,000 times, and I still will never understand it." Heard wasn't the only one who talked of James Franco during the trial. Amber Heard's sister testified earlier that she watched the actress transformed by her relationship with Johnny Depp, as if she'd been struck by a slow-motion gunshot, going from blissfully in love to withdrawn and emaciated, and a shell of her old buoyant self under a torrent of drug and alcohol-fueled abuse by Depp that began even before they got married. On the 18th day of Depp's defamation trial against Heard, the actress's younger sister Whitney Heard Enriquez also became the first witness to say that she saw Depp strike his wife. On cross-examination, Enriquez admitted that she did cocaine with Depp often, and served as a de facto marriage counselor even after the physical violence, and that she had once joked in a text with Depp about him hitting her sister, a comment she said she regretted as she learned the extent of the abuse. Enriquez, who lived gratis in the same apartment complex as a guest of her sister, testified to a violent fight between the Depp and Heard in March of 2015, just 2 months after they had married. Depp, Enriquez said, was drunk and in a rage after being confronted by Heard with texts that made her suspect he was cheating. The newlyweds screamed at each other inside one of the suites where the couple lived. "They're saying horrible things to one another," said Enriquez. Amid the argument, Enriquez testified, Depp flung a Red Bull can that struck his personal nurse, Debbie Lloyd, in the back, as the Heard sisters looked on from a mezzanine overlooking the apartment kitchen and living room. Then he raced up the stairwell, and with Enriquez facing away from him, allegedly hit her in the back.
Kind of just somewhere over here, he strikes me in the back. I hear Amber shout, "Don't hit my sister." She smacks him, lands one.
Depp then grabbed Heard by the hair with one hand and was whacking her repeatedly in the face with the other. She testified. Depp's personal bodyguard, Travis McGirvin, who had just run up the stairs, separated Depp and Heard, according to Enriquez. "I then just moved Amber into the next room and just kept her there all night," she said. Enriquez said her sister began to falter as Depp sought to dictate everything from her clothing to her role choices as an actress to who she socialized with, all hallmarks, experts say, of a coercive control relationship. At first, Amber was loud, fun, funny. She laughed a lot. She was just this happy, bright, fun-loving thing and was surrounded by friends. She testified. The downward spiral was so slow in hindsight. It was like watching a slow-motion gunshot. She suddenly stopped sleeping as much. She wasn't as funny. She wasn't as loud. She wasn't as gregarious as she used to be. So what are your thoughts regarding the relationship between Heard and Franco? Were they sleeping together? Do share your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching right until the end and have a great day.